Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Five of Us. In the previous episodes, we listened to how these five friends were so understandable between each and everyone, how they knew each and everyone well. They knew their likes, dislikes, pros, cons, everything. Everything was very smooth. Dusky was very happy about it. Yeah, he made four good friends, and everything was well and fine. And the previous episode, we came to know about Mark. Like he was a student, the same class of Dusky and Zen and Kale. And Mark was a boy who had a very bad traumatic experience in his life. He struggled to come up in each and every part of his schooling, even though any part, like he had to struggle and come up. His life was a very, very traumatic sort of experience where he couldn't even explain. Whenever Dusky asked about it, like he couldn't reply to it. He was crying. He was only crying. Like, each and everyone has their own mental build-up. We don't know how they are. And when Dusky was becoming close to Mark, because Dusky thought like he had to help Mark out of this, and he had to make him to come out and understand and realize Mark is a very good person. Mark should be Mark himself. He should not leave out anything, or he should not forget anything. So Dusky was in that mission, even though like he helped Mark to study well, because like Mark was a bit below average student. So he thought like, let us help Mark. But when Dusky was doing all these, Zen, Kale, Jay, like they were very uncomfortable, and they used to nag at Dusky like, what's happening? Why are you helping him? Like we yourself, like as we studied with him for 12 years, 11 years, we didn't even like come up on him, and we didn't even help. And they were like, they were nagging at him. They used to shout at him, and Dusky was very patient, and he told, like each and everyone has different sorts of problems. You like Zen, you have made different problem. Like we have to help a person when they are in a problem. And Dusky was very sure about it, that he had to help Mark out of it. And like Dusky was becoming close, and he used to ask many questions to Mark, like what's happening, like what's all these things. And like Mark slowly started, because he believed in Dusky, like okay, let us like tell all those things, like what happened in my early life of schooling, how I had to go to a different school and there I was bullied. Nowadays teenagers, most of the things happen due to bullying, cyberbullying, physical bullying. That's very bad. Bullying, okay, you can have it up to a limit, but when it goes over the limit, it becomes toxic. It becomes very, very toxic. Some may accept it, but some won't accept it. We don't know how each and everyone, in what psychological state they are come from. We don't know how their mental build-up is. We should understand each and everyone, even though if you're not understandable, like you have to get out of the picture. If it's not the right place you are in, you have to get out of the picture, and you have to leave them alone. Even though like we don't understand, like people, like for example Mark, he was not into anyone, he didn't have any problem with anyone, but due to his innocence, kindness, they started to bully him. Like people of all those sorts of kind, they say that you're an emotional idiot or a psycho. Like they use different sorts of words. They they don't even physically they don't give any bullying, but they emotionally they do sorts of things, and it's very hard. And Mark was under that stress, and he felt it like he had to have some help for it. So Dusky was with him, so everything was going on well and fine. Like Dusky was in help of Mark, and he had to see to his studies, and he had to see to his friends too. They were getting jealous, like what's happening, like Dusky, like what happened to you? They like each and everyone around Dusky also, they thought like he comes under Mark, like Mark and Dusky are the same. And people started to neglect Dusky in the class, even though Zen, Kale, Jay and other, they were very fine, but even though they were also maintaining distance, and Dusky was not even bothered about it. He was to help Mark. He had to make Mark realize who's the real one. And Mark was very happy about it. Okay, we have a good friend, but like for the past 12 years, 13 years, he did not have such a good friend, but for the final year, he had a very good friend. He was very happy about it. And Dusky was, he was fine about whatever he does, because he know what he does. And here comes a sort of division between Dusky and the other four. They think like, what's happening, like when people neglect Mark, and they started to neglect Dusky also, and these four also started to neglect him because he was in friendship with Mark. And Dusky knew it, but like he was leaving it, let it be, like we have to help Mark come out of this very bad traumatic situation. Mark was bullied from his early school days. When he was in the secondary classes, like from the 6th grade, like people when they become mature, even more mature, they started to bully him, making fun out of him, giving different bad names. Everything was there, and he couldn't come out. Mark couldn't come out from it, so he had to seek some help. So Dusky was there for it, and he was trying to come out, and Dusky, he was gradually helping him. Like they were in the final year, so they had to balance both. They had to study for the exams, helped him out. So Dusky was very helpful for Mark, and Mark was totally happy. He was coming back into his normal thing. And Dusky was thinking like, once upon a time he was also bullied by his old school friends, and how he had to come out from it on his own, even though he did not have it on his own. Like he was reminiscing each and everything. And Dusky, it was hard for him, and he was very happy that he was a favorite of one, who helped him, even though he had other four. But he was very happy, he's helping a person to come out from a bad experience. And everything was going on smooth between Mark and Dusky, and there was a division between the other four. They started to get cut off from Dusky, and Dusky let it go. He was very patient about it, as Dusky was very patient about it till where it ends, we don't know.